We begin this half hour heading back to the courtroom with the latest on the trial for the mother of the Oxford High School shooter. Thank you for staying with us. I'm Brian Abel. As we told you at the top of the hour, a computer crimes expert taking the stand today, weighing in on texts that involve the shooter's father and mother. We are joined again tonight by Court TV's Julia Janae. Julia, good to see you again. 3 days in a row for us. Why bring in this expert? What can he bring to the prosecutor's case?
Oh, he's bringing so much to the prosecution's case. He's bringing in all of the data that was pulled from cell phones, not only the cell phones of the shooter, but also of the parents. And we saw Jennifer Crumbley's reactions, not only that day, but leading up to that tragic day. And with this expert, they're able to show and hear those text messages read in court. So you don't even have to have the shooter on the stand. You don't have to have Jennifer on the stand. You are hearing what she was saying and what she knew about her son's emotional condition, the issues he was having in school. And then the issue that the prosecution wants to bring out is that she seemed to be more concerned about caring for the horses that they had on their property versus making sure that she kept her son safe and, more importantly, the other people who were around him at the time is what the prosecution's allegation is here.
Julia, you were just highlighting that these texts had a lot of implicating claims against both of these parents. What stance is the defense trying to take here? And are you so far at this point seeing either the defense or prosecutors making a more convincing argument to the jury at this point?
You know, we're not hearing the arguments in the way we would from closing arguments, certainly not opening statements. We're just getting bits and pieces from the way that they're asking the questions. So the prosecution was focused on those comments from the shooter before this tragedy where he said, I've been reaching out to my parents. I've asked them to take me to a doctor and my dad told me to suck it up and my mom laughed. That sticks in a juror's mind when they think that these parents were disregarding it just based on those messages. But the defense argued in the way that they asked their questions today that it's not as if we know for sure if the parents knew what he was saying or if these text messages were true. He was talking to a friend, so he could have lied. I don't think it's a very strong argument, but they're doing their best to diffuse what these text messages say about not only what they knew, but perhaps a consciousness of guilt that the prosecution wants to show from the actions they had afterward when we saw days that they were not in custody, not turning themselves in, not even around. And we did see from those text messages today, Brian, that they were dealing with threats. They were dealing with a lot of people at their house demanding responsibility for these horrific crimes.
And court is adjourned until Monday. The jury has been asked to not look at social media or talk about this case at all. So we will see what happens on Monday. Julia Janae with Court TV, thank you again for the analysis and joining us tonight.
Thanks, Brian.
Yeah, stay with us.